Revving up your engine, listen to her howling roar. Metal under tension, begging you to touch and go. Highway to the danger zone. We knew this was coming. We talked about it when we had an image of the packaging leaked a while back with a little bit of an indication at what's going on here. Transformers X Top Gun, the figure Maverick, has finally been completely revealed with all the information via IGN News today. They gave every little piece of information about the robot Maverick, the F-14 Tomcat, and his alt mode, and all the little extras and stuff. And I'm going to cue in on what those little extras are, stuff that even the IGN article didn't cover here. So, what do we know about this? It's going to be actually on pre-order as we speak right now. According to them, they said here the Top Gun Transformers figure will go up for pre-order at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and will be an MSRP of $49.99. Now, the mold that's being used here is something that I don't really recognize. I could be wrong here. It looks like a brand new tooling, but at the same time, you get a lot of stuff that's very reminding of, let's say, G2 Smokescreen, which is, slightly a little bit what's known as Smoke Jumper, or Energon Starscream, like kind of that similar kind of tooling, but there obviously is unique little twists and turns all over it too. Just your typical jet transformation, more or less, from the modern era. Now, it looks really good. It looks really, really good. I like the head sculpt, especially how they got Maverick's flight helmet and just all the little paint detail on it. Very well done. The box is very nice, too. I like the extras that come with it, and we'll get into that in a moment. But first, we'll talk about the back of the box, because there's a lot of really cool stuff that's mentioned back there. So first, you have the call sign. It says Maverick, which was Pete Mitchell, Tom Cruise's character's call sign in the movie. His role is interceptor. His rank is lieutenant. His special skills is going vertical. I like here, weakness is jet wash. This was actually, for people who haven't seen the Top Gun movie, this was something that actually came up in the movie. For people who don't know what jet wash is, normal vehicles, like even give an example like your car, it requires oxygen going through the radiator and going into the engine, which creates the combustion, which makes your engine work. The problem with jets is because they go at supersonic speeds, they go so fast that the oxygen that goes into the jet sometimes goes too fast, and it can't work properly with the engine to create combustion, to get the hydraulics working and everything, for power for the engine to function. So usually in jets they have what's called hydraulic propelled plates, which kind of slow down the compressed air and cause it to work. Obviously, I'm not a crazy jet expert, but I am a mechanic, so I know the similarities of how the oxygen works with an engine. So in the Top Gun movie, what did happen was those plates weren't working properly. The oxygen was going into the jet engine way too fast because, again, they're going at sub-supersonic speed and stuff. And as a result, they were getting jet wash from their engine. Their engines were faulting and stalling pretty much. And that was, so the weakness of Maverick, the toy here, the character, is jet wash, of course. So don't go too fast. And his mission code name, Tango Foxtron. I love that. I just love that they put a little bit of character into this more than anything else. Now, we also have some extra accessories here. So we have 2 extra hands that are open hands as opposed to closed hands for the weapons. Of course, the weapons are consistent of 2 guns, which kind of look like his missile launchers under the wings. And he has 2 open hands that are to be interactive with a volleyball. Now, for people who don't understand that reference, of course, you had to see the Top Gun movie. There was an iconic scene in the Top Gun movie playing to the song Playing with the Boys, which is, by the way, an underrated song from the Top Gun soundtrack. A lot of people always look to Danger Zone or Mighty Wings. Playing with the Boys is a good song, too. Very 80s awesome. So there's the iconic scene of Tom Cruise and his crew, and even Val Kilmer's there, just playing a small little volleyball scene, and just became very synonymous with Tom Cruise's character in the movie, and just one of those remembered scenes. And I guess, hey, we have an oversized volleyball for the Maverick robot to be playing volleyball with I don't know who, maybe Optimus Prime. They could play basketball and volleyball against each other. And last but not least, we also have a miniature motorcycle. And I really like this a lot because that is also yet again another reference to the movie. In the movie, there's a scene where you have Tom Cruise's character, Pete Mitchell. He's on his motorcycle and he's racing against one of the F-15, or I think it was an F-14 jet. And that motorcycle that he had, it was a 1985 Kawasaki GPZ 900R, which I think in America it's called the Kawasaki Ninja 900. But at that time, like for the longest time in the 80s, that was the fastest speed bike in the world. Like it was the fastest motorcycle in the world at 151 miles per hour. And so I think it might have been like maybe Kawasaki probably worked something out with the studios at the time with Paramount. They wanted to show off just how fast their bike was, even compared to a jet, which is like one of the fastest pieces of vehicles in the world at that time. So it was kind of cool to just also have the little Kawasaki included, the Ninja Kawasaki 900R in the movie. And again, it's done in the same colors. Like the attention to detail is quite incredible what's going on here. And I really like, they didn't cheap out. The wings could open and close, so you could do your hypersonic speed or you could do your low maneuvering. It just looks really good. I didn't expect them to add those little extra details to it, but wow, it looks great. And so the whole point of this is much like the Ghostbusters one before it and the Gigawatt that we talked about not too long ago. This primarily exists to be kind of an anniversary kind of project thing, where with Ghostbusters last year, it was celebrating the 35th anniversary of Ghostbusters. With Gigawatt this year, it's celebrating the 35th anniversary of Back to the Future. And with this one here, it's the same thing because next year is going to be celebrating the 35th anniversary of Top Gun. So it all works out really good. It's an incredible product. I like how it looks. The price, I feel, matches more or less for how big this one is. This is going to be, from what it seems, it's going to be slightly larger than that of the Ectotron, so that larger Voyager scale. I like it. I like it a lot. I like that they gave kind of character to it. There's even talks of expanded fiction to be done with it. There already is talks with IDW for the the Back to the Future X Transformers comic book. So they're going to obviously flesh out Gigawatt, but there's going to probably be plans to be done with Maverick also probably next year when we have that Top Gun movie. Everything is kind of lining up here, and I like it a lot. I like what I'm seeing here, definitely so. And again, just I like the attention to detail with the paint, the weathering on the jet mode, all over it looks really good. All the little details, all the little just battle damage, if anything. And then the amount of paint, I've never seen a head sculpt like that outside of, let's say, a high-end masterpiece or something that has had that much paint put on a product. Like, it's crazy. I know that this is not obviously Hasbro, but Mattel in the past has talked about how sometimes you just can't put too many paint decos, otherwise that all has to be done by hand. And it cuts into the costs and everything and production and how much comes off the line. It's something that's really incredible to see. So I think that this is going to be one of those more complicated paint jobs for Hasbro to do on the assembly line. But I mean, I'm just happy that it looks so great. It really does. This is something of a masterpiece scale in terms of paint quality. So I hope that the final product, because this is what's shown for press and everything, but I really hope that the final product is a strong reflection of this. It looks great. I'm really excited about it. I hope that this then indicates, because let's see, we got, Ghostbusters, we got Back to the Future, we got Top Gun. What is going to be next year? What is going to be the next, crossover product? Obviously, we have like a My Little Pony thing going on the side, but no one's really talking about that one. I really think, and this is just my call, I really think that Kit from Knight Rider I talked about it on the stream with Jaws D. I think Kit from Knight Rider is probably the next one, because in 2022 it'll be the 40th anniversary of Knight Rider. So I think that'll be a cool one to jump into and have that done. And I mean, Kit's a sentient car, so it almost works hand in hand. And then of course you have that Peter Cullen connection with Car, the villain car from Knight Rider. So there's so much things that you could cross over and do there. But I really like this a lot. Again, let me know what you think about Maverick. Are you excited to get it? Are you going to pre-order it? And more importantly, have you seen the Top Gun movie? Because it's a 80s classic that doesn't get enough credit. And what a soundtrack. What a soundtrack. Mighty Wings.